This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, said the UAE is moving in a positive direction towards the future under the leadership of President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan and the follow-up of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, and the efforts of the UAE people who have proven to this nation's ability to occupy the best rankings in all fields. His statement was made during His Highness's welcome to former speakers of the Federal National Council and previous ministers at the Union House in Dubai on Sunday, as he talked about the national journey in the UAE since it was established by the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed noted that the current achievements of the UAE are considered a completion of the earlier tasks accomplished by the first generation of leaders. He also expressed his deep appreciation to the loyal efforts of the previous presidents of the FNC as they addressed important issues that mattered to the citizens and have contributed in promoting the position of the FNC as a national platform that promotes communication between the government and the public. Meanwhile, the former presidents of the FNC and the ministers toured the Union House Museum that details milestones in the UAE's history. And the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, attended the opening day of the inaugural Dubai Health Forum. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed attended the first day of the two-day forum where over 100 healthcare experts, officials, researchers and government leaders gathered to discuss the latest innovations and strategies for improving healthcare services. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed observed the panel discussion, which featured health ministers of the UAE and Oman, as well as the former health minister of Qatar, who called for a greater collaboration in joint medical research between the Gulf states, as well as public initiatives to encourage the population to lead healthier lifestyles. Organised by the Dubai Health Authority, the inaugural edition of the forum aims to cover all aspects of modern health strategy and will be in line with the Dubai Health Strategy 2021 and also resonate with the National Health Agenda 2021. Technology and efficient use of data gained much of the focus of the opening day, with Her Excellency Aisha bin Bishr, the Director General of Smart Dubai Office, also shared her thoughts on how smart health services are part of the government's planned strategies for meeting public requirements. The event also featured the Health Technology Park with a number of latest machinery, such as the new MRI scan machine, as well as a 3D printer for dental molds. According to the organisers, technology will play an important role in the future of healthcare, as well as increased research on preventive treatment.
We've got sessions on 3D printing, not just for medical equipments, but also for artificial limbs. We've got the 3D printing for medication, for tablets. We're also concentrating a lot on the use of virtual reality in training medical students, so we have also sessions on that. The influence of social media in public awareness and public health. We also have a speaker who's going to talk to us about how they foresee the future when it comes to pandemic and viral diseases spreading around the world, and how they can actually prevent a pandemic from happening by just studying the life cycle of a virus.
Throughout the 2 days, the forum will feature a number of international speakers who will share the best strategies for improving healthcare. Among the speakers include Mayor of Oklahoma, Mick Cornett, who led the Urban Health Revolution campaign in his city to encourage 47,000 people to lose £1 million in weight collectively. According to Mayor Mick, the local governments and authorities have an important role to play in encouraging their citizens to lead healthier lifestyles through such initiatives and campaigns.
Eating less and eating better are universal strategies for any community. I think one of Oklahoma City's success stories, though, is we took a very unfriendly culture to pedestrians. It was really all about cars. And we have changed that to changing the built environment to be around people, bicycles, pedestrian walkways. And so I think there are universal messages there in all cities that have developed in the last 50 years that might be more centered toward automobile traffic than they are about individual people. I received anecdotal evidence from lots of families that one person in the family would start to lose weight, and then other people would catch on, and before long they had lost 100 pounds, in the U.S. And so I think that living a healthier life is something that most people choose to do. I think their clothes fit better. They think they look and feel better. And, we're going through a generation in the United States of that baby boom generation that's probably going to live a long time due to advances in healthcare. And I think wellness ideas and having them eat better is probably going to have them live longer and productive lives and be healthier for a longer period of time.
The Emirates Red Crescent continues to provide aid to areas in Yemen, including the rebuilding and renovation of hospitals and equipping them with medical supplies. This assistance is being funded by the UAE to aid and assist the Yemeni people and to secure a decent life for them. The ERC has also provided support for working people, including those with low income, service workers and contractors at a university hospital in the city of Mukalla, where a delegation from the Red Crescent is currently visiting. The delegation distributed humanitarian aid, including food, bed covers and blankets, as well as inspecting a hospital and providing medical equipment. Abdullah Al-Masafri, the head of ERC team in Hadramaut, had said this aid falls within the context of efforts made by the UAE in the field of charitable and humanitarian work and the context of UAE commitments to alleviate the suffering of the Yemeni people. Authorities have stressed that owners of now banned exotic and dangerous pets in the UAE have just 6 months to hand them over to authorities or face tough penalties. A new federal law which came into effect this year also gives all dog owners 6 months to obtain a license and vaccination certificate for their pets from local authorities. Called the Law and Regulation of Ownership of Dangerous Animals, the new rule also states that dogs must be kept on a leash at all times when in public. Those who fail to do so will face a fine of at least 10,000 but not more than 100,000 dirhams. According to local reports, certain dog breeds including pit bulls, Dobermans and Mastiffs have been also banned. Only zoos, wildlife parks and breeding and research centres are entitled to keep dangerous, wild or exotic animals. All permits issued to other entities to import such animals will be revoked. Under the law, all kinds of imported animals have to be registered and must carry official certificates issued by authorities within 30 working days from the effective date of the law. Meanwhile, fines for using an animal to terrorize people carries a jail term or a fine ranging from 100,000 to 400,000 dirhams. In the event of an unintended animal attack causes a disability, a prison term of up to 7 years will be imposed on the owner. If the attack leads to death, the owner will face life imprisonment. Dubai will observe the 8th Car-Free Day on February 5 with an estimated participation of a record 1,500 entities from the government and private sectors. Tens of thousands of employees of the participating entities are expected to ditch their cars for a day to participate in Dubai municipality's biggest environmental awareness campaign. Senior officials and employees of the participating departments and companies will be walking, cycling or using any of the public transport modes to work. Hussein Nasser Al-Lutha, the Director General of Dubai Municipality, was quoted in a local report urging more government and private entities to take part in the initiative. He urged residents to make the initiative a big success and requested establishments to provide mass transport modes like buses to facilitate individuals to go to work without cars. In 2016, the Jebel Ali Free Zone Authority had held a car-free day on a separate day in which employees of over 100 firms in the free zone participated. Luther said that in total some 30,000 vehicles belonging to officials and employees from 1,070 government and private organizations were off the road as part of the initiative in 2016. It was in 2010 that Dubai joined the Global Car Free Day campaigns, devoting a day to ditch cars and opt for public transport in an attempt to reduce carbon emission and environmental pollution. The organising committee of the 5th edition of the Sharjah Children's Biennial has revealed that 376 artworks from a total of 792 artworks submitted have been selected for the exhibition during the Biennale. The biannual event is held this year under the theme "A World as Big as Your Imagination." and will feature works from children representing 27 Arab and foreign nationalities, and will see participants compete in 3 categories, which include architecture, design, environment, and fantasy and reality. Speaking at a press conference this morning, organisers said that 792 pieces of art had been submitted by 1,663 children from across the globe, with the total figure comprising 687 individual submissions and 105 group submissions. After group submissions, 34 pieces were submitted by children from the Zatari refugee camp in Jordan and 8 from Dar az-Zaya, the orphanage in the Maldives. The number of works finally selected for the exhibition was 376, after following a rigorous screening process that focused on the quality of artworks, ideas and artistic process. The SEB has established itself as a creative medium where children from across the world have the chance to express themselves artistically and showcase their talents.
Every year the Biennial has been changing and developing, and since it's 2 years, so it takes us 2 years to basically fine-tune and develop. We learn from our setbacks, we learn from our mistakes, and we listen to what's happening around the world. That's very essential. With the Biennial every year, we have been facing, the only challenge we do face is that we don't have enough space to exhibit the children's artwork. So we need the whole country to exhibit their work, because what we get is beautiful artwork, but every year what we try to do is to tighten the criteria or to increase the quality of criteria that we demand in order for the child to take art seriously and to take the Biennial even more seriously. So we would eliminate a good amount of artwork based on quality. So this year we focused on a few criteria. So it's the actual thought behind the design, the use of material, and at the end, the whole compiling, let's say, or putting together the whole entire artwork and how the artwork looks at the end.
The most important initiative that A World as Big as Your Imagination, we want it to be limitless and we want it to be accessible to every child in the world. And the first step that we took is going to a refugee camp in Zatari, and I think this step was a big one for the Biennial in order to set an example that every child has the right to participate, every child has the right to be part of a creative industry with no limitless and no limits regardless of their situation.
And finally, in the bulletin, world number 1 Andy Murray will be back in the UAE next month to headline a stellar lineup at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. The tournament, which will take place from the 19th of February to the 4th of March, marks its 25th anniversary this year, and the reigning Wimbledon, Olympic and World Tour Finals champion will aim to add the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships title to his trophy cabinet. Joining Murray, who finished 3rd at the recently concluded Mubadala World Tennis Championship in Abu Dhabi this month, will be 7-time Dubai champion Roger Federer, world number 4 and defending champion Stan Wawrinka, and 2-time finalist Thomas Berdych. The women's lineup is equally impressive, with 8 of the top 10 players heading to Dubai. World number 1 and winner of 2 Grand Slams in 2016, Angelique Kerber, will be joined by 2012 Dubai champion and world number 3 Agnieszka Radwanska, 2015 Dubai champion Simona Halep, 2016 WTA Tour Finals champion Dominika Cibulkova, and 2016 US Open finalist Karolina Pliskova, 2016 French Open winner Gabrielle Muguruza, 3-time Dubai finalist Svetlana Kuznetsova, and British hopeful Joanna Konta. Staged at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium in Garhoud, the action will commence on the 19th of February with the WTA Premier 5 event, followed on by 27th of February with the ATP 500 tournament, offering a combined prize pool of $5.2 million. Tickets for the event will go on sale on the 17th of January from the box office at the Dubai Tennis Stadium, Garhoud.